Hi there, everybody, and welcome to another interview with episode. Today, you might all recognize her, Second Life blogger and vlogger Alicia Chenaux.
Good morning, everyone! Today I thought I'd take you through a normal day as a Second Life fashion vlogger.
Alicia has a really fun and unique channel all about her Second Life, showing her charismatic charm, antics, tutorials in Second Life, and never stops being creative and coming up with new content. I was super excited to get to sit down and chat with her. Her personality extremely bubbly and charming, and definitely someone to check out. I'll make sure to include any links to her channel, her Flickr, and her blog posts if you want to check her out as well. Hi Alicia, how are you today?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. I'm glad we finally got to do like a collab and interview both in one.
I know! I was so glad when you asked me.
Yeah, I think we've been talking about doing one for over a year, so.
Yeah, I think so.
So I just have a few questions for you, and we'll see how it goes. What brought you to Second Life?
In 2006, there was a huge media blitz for Second Life, and I missed it. But a friend of mine, an online friend of mine, and I totally missed it because I'm so not technologically. I don't pay attention. Yeah, exactly. But a friend of mine was like, hey, you probably already know about this, but there's this place called Second Life, and it's kind of like The Sims, except you play with other people. And my first thought was, why would I want to play with other people? That's so weird. But she convinced me. She said, just install it. It'll be something that we can do. It'll be fun, and we can hang out. I said, sure. Being a Sims player, I thought I would play Second Life for a couple of weeks and then just forget about it, the way that I do with The Sims a lot of the time. But that was 2006, and I'm still here, so that didn't really work out for me.
Did you play a lot of The Sims normally?
I was a huge Sims fan. I started with the original Sims, and then I think at the time that Second Life started, The Sims 2 already had a bunch of extra packs, or maybe it was 3. No, Sims 3 came out later. But yeah, I would play The Sims, and you couldn't talk to me when I was playing The Sims. It's just, I was so involved. So if I would start a Sims game and say, oh, I'm just going to play for a little bit. I would start at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock after work, and before I knew it, it was midnight, and I'd done nothing, and yeah, I was a very heavy Sims player for a while, until I found Second Life.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I was the same too. I started off with Sims 3, and then I completely segued into Second Life and never touched my Sims 3 again.
It's funny how that happens. I mean, I have The Sims 4 and I like it, but I'll only play it for maybe an hour now, and then I come back to Second Life because I'm always thinking, what's going on over here?
For me, it's always been that I'll set up the house and then I'll be done.
Yeah, exactly.
So in Second Life and in real life, what do you normally like to do for fun?
For Second Life, when I'm in the world, a lot of the times I am working, just doing blog pictures or videos now. But when I do get to have fun, of course I hang out with my family, and we like to go, or my partner and I like to go to listen to live singers. But for me, he likes the good live singers. I like the really bad ones because I think funnier that way. I mean, I totally appreciate that they had the guts to get up there and sing and all of that, but I really kind of prefer it when they're bad. I'm so rude like that.
Oh my gosh.
I also like exploring in Second Life, and in real life, I like to go to antique shops, and I like to go to new restaurants, and I take those painting classes where you're supposed to also go with wine.
Yeah.
But I never go with wines because I don't drink.
I'd bring hot chocolate.
In the winter we do hot chocolate from Starbucks, or in the summer we'll do like slushies from Sonic. But yeah, I don't take wine because I figure I'm really bad at art as it is. I don't think alcohol would really help.
Oh, That sounds really fun. I'd actually really want to do something like that. That's great.
Their classes are so much fun because I have no art skills like whatsoever. So for me to actually be able to create a painting, even though it's just copying what somebody else did, it really makes me feel good because I have no art skills.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned your family earlier. How did you get into the family role playing? Can you tell us about them?
Yeah. So after Aldwin and I got married in Second Life in 2011, immediately people asked, "Are you gonna have a family?" Like that was the first question. In fact, one of my wedding gifts was a tummy talker, which still sits in my inventory. I don't use it. There's too much stuff that goes along with it.
That sounds creepy.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
It
just
really
that
is.
part. That's the only thing that sounds creepy. It's just your stomach's talking to you.
Yeah. I have never understood that whole thing, but I just thought, oh, I don't know. So we kind of batted the idea back and forth, but it just wasn't something because we were so busy doing other things that we just didn't feel like a kid would actually do anything with us. But I felt like I needed siblings, but it still took me a while. But in 2013, my sister Lolita and my forever brother Rune adopted me as their sister. And then I think it was like 2 weeks later, we found Abby, and she was our goddaughter, and then later became our daughter.
Aww.
And then a few months after, ended up with Birdie because we went to go find her. And then I also have a lot of nieces, and I have a forever son and daughter, and of course my brother-in-law, and I think that's the whole family. Our family is not as big as it used to be, but that kind of suits us a little bit better.
What's a forever son and daughter?
Well, a forever family member is somebody who is not officially your family member anymore. Like they don't have your last name and they don't live with you or they don't do a lot of things, but they're always forever in your heart.
Oh,
yours.
That's cute. I like that.
With Arun, he is our forever brother because he has another family that we're not to. So he remains our forever brother, but, officially he's not the brother. But he still is, so he can't get away from us.
I never heard that term before in Second Life. I like that a lot. Did you guys go to an adoption center to find the kids, or did it just kind of happen?
With Abby, we already knew her. She would come to, I kind of knew her through Plurk already and through her old mom. And she would come to parties and stuff that we had over at my sister's house. And then she said one day, oh yeah, I think I'm looking for godparents because her mother at the time didn't have a lot of time to be in Second Life. And I told Aldwin, I was like, come on, we're gonna be godparents. Which godparents in Second Life is not like godparents in real life where you do the religious training or anything.
Yeah.
Mostly it's just a place for the kid to come and get a snuggle if they're sad or, just somebody to look after them when their parents aren't around.
Aw, yeah.
That's how we ended up with Abby. And then with Birdie, we did go to Heritage Adoption Agency and we saw her panel and immediately I knew, I was like, oh, we have to meet this kid.
Oh.
And she came home with Abby one day because she happened to be up there at Heritage when Abby was there, and Abby brought her home. And then Abby went to bed and left me with this kid like 5 minutes later. And both of us were like, hey.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. And so that night I talked to her a little bit, and then I asked, do you want to start a trial with us? And she said yes, and she's been with us ever since.
It's really nice to see when Second Life family relationships actually work out. I've seen some that just ended up being drama, or I've heard such bad things, so to hear a positive one is really nice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we genuinely like each other in the family, and I think that's so important. We didn't just fill a role with anybody. We've always wanted to fill a role with the right person. So if we had gotten Birdie and things hadn't worked out, then she wouldn't be part of the family. Same with Abby. Sometimes you just have to know where your boundaries are and make sure that it's working out for everybody. It can't just be working out for one person. So that's just kind of how we've always done our family, and it seems to work for us.
I really like that. So we'll move on to another subject. You blog and you vlog, and you've been doing both of these for years. I know vlogging, at least I went all the way to your oldest videos. They're like a few years old,
Hmm.
and then you kind of got back into it last year. What got you into it as well as blogging?
Well, with blogging, I've always written about my life. I've had journals since I could write, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest sister was a huge journal writer, and so I just kind of picked up the habit from her. So writing about my second life just came very, very naturally to me. And I started my blog with this avatar, and this was before the whole fashion blogging thing really was a thing in Second
Mm-hmm.
Life. There were so many other blogs that were just personal blogs like mine, where we just talked about what was happening in Second Life that day, or what we were feeling, or what we were thinking, or things like that. But as the fashion bloggers were taking over, basically, people started sending me things to feature in my blog, and I was like, you know that that's not what I do. I had no intentions of being a fashion blogger,
Mm-hmm.
like whatsoever. I just wanted to write about my life. But people kept sending me things, and so finally in 2009, I said, okay, if they're gonna keep doing this, I better start another blog so that I can get on the fashion feeds, which were much more popular at the time. And that's how I started with the whole blogging thing and being a style blogger. It was just people kept sending me things.
Peer
Which, you know,
pressure.
sounds just the pressure of having all these things sent to me. So, I don't know. But I'm glad that I did it because I really, really enjoy doing the whole style blogging thing. And
Mm-hmm.
now with doing videos, I don't update my personal blog as much because I feel like, well, my partner says that I just basically took my personal blog and plopped it on YouTube, and he's pretty much right because that is what I did.
That's awesome though. Do you so I just lost my train of thought. Um, do you ever still blog for any of the stores that did start sending you stuff back then? Do they
I
still send you
do.
any items?
The first store that ever sent me anything is no longer in Second Life, and it was a store called Wigwam Bam.
Mm-hmm.
And she started sending me things in 2008, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And so my first review was not good. I was like, why is this thing so weird? Why is this strap so crazy? And she was so nice, and she was like, oh, I fixed it here. Like,
Aw.
oh, hey. But my first official store was Truth.
Oh, really?
So,
That's
yeah, he
awesome.
started. I met Truth in 2008,
Mm-hmm.
late 2008, I think. I didn't really know his store,
Oh.
but I met him and he was gaining popularity, and I still didn't really know it that well, but then I met him and he was nice and he started sending me things, and so that was like my first official store. So,
That's
and I
awesome.
still blog for him today. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all blown up now too. He's one of the
He's
biggest
so
hair
big.
stores. Yeah, his stuff is always amazing.
It is.
Is there a store that is your favorite to blog? Like you make sure to blog every single item from it?
Oh my god. Well, I never blog every single item of any store or event.
Mm-hmm.
Just because time. If
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm mostly an event blogger these days, which I don't know. I feel like most of us are.
Yeah.
Um, blog for as many like single stores. I mostly just do events. But Truth, of course, is always going to be the store that I will want to blog for.
Mm-hmm.
I just always love his work so much, and I love that he changes so often and make sure that he keeps everything very fresh.
Yeah.
Let's see, Neve by Cold Logic, or formerly Cold Logic, now it's Neve.
Yes.
It's another store that I love, love, love. And also Friday. I love Friday, and I wear Friday shoes almost all of the time.
Oh yeah. They're one of my favorites as well, along with Rain and then Empire. I love all three of
Mhm.
them. I think they're all really well done. It's so crazy how far Second Life has come in the past few years with how realistic
Oh,
everything looks.
oh my gosh. It is so crazy how good everybody can look now with no effort. You don't have to do anything to look good because everything is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would spend months just trying to find the perfect look for an avatar, and now it's just right there.
So easy, and we get so spoiled so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I can't edit anything anymore to fit my body, and we used to have to all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Edit dresses, try to fit, and edit hair, and edit all these things, and now it's like, well, I can tweak my face, kind of, but that's not it. I can't tint my body parts, I can't do anything. I'm so lazy with all of that now.
Do you have any influences in life, like in Second Life and in life, that...
I would say that I am inspired by pretty much everybody that I meet. When I'm out in my offline world, I'll see somebody at the grocery store standing a certain way or holding their hands a certain way, and I'll think, I'll just kind of like file that in the back of my head, and later I'll try to recreate the pose or something because I just thought it looked really good. I also look at Instagram a lot, and I love the Bohemian Instagram girls there. I love that style, and that's so my style. And so I look up, boho chic all the time, and also the brand Free People, if you know that brand. They do a lot of bohemian clothing, and I wish somebody would just make Free People clothing in Second Life all the time.
Yeah.
Because I would just wear it constantly.
Well, maybe some designers work here and look them up.
Please, look at Free People and just make me everything on that site. Because I can't wear it in real life because I don't have $300 to spend on a boho dress.
Yeah.
But please, make it in Second Life. So I look at that, and I take inspiration everywhere.
Yeah, that's actually the first thing I ever relate with you when I see you, is I always think of boho. Ever since I saw that video of you doing the deco crate where they had a bohemian theme, and you were just so excited about it. That's every time I see you, that's all I think now. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh. Every time there's some kind of boho theme, I'm so excited because I feel it's so me, and it doesn't tend to be very naked.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the things that people make in Second Life sometimes tend to be a little too naked for my taste. And so I prefer more flowy, free clothing.
Yeah. I'm so excited for fall to come so I can wear sweaters again. Sweaters and boots and jeans.
Ooh. Yes. So excited.
I think that's all the questions that I have, but maybe you could tell me, what do you plan to do further with your vlogs? Like, do you see it going anywhere and doing any new things, branching out at all?
I have so many vlog ideas, it's insane, and I try to write them down as I remember them, but I tend to be a little bit scatterbrained. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but I don't write down. If I don't write it down, I will forget, but I have so many ideas, and most of them are not fashion related. As much as I love fashion in Second Life and love being a fashion blogger, I don't really like to do that much of it on my vlog, just because I think that other people do it much better than I ever could. Like, you do it so well. When I see your videos with all of these stores and events, I'm like, oh my god, I can't do that. Yeah, but I have so many ideas.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what you do. I always really love your channel. You're at, what, 1,600 subscribers now?
17.
Oh wow, you're already almost
just over.
2,000.
I hit 1,700 like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I think you're actually one of the top Second Life vloggers with like the most subscribers. You, Morgana Hilra, and Strawberry Sing.
Oh, Strawberry blows us all out of the water.
Oh, of course. She's amazing.
I think Strawberry is almost to 9,000 because when I was checking mine, I was like, oh my god, 1,700. That's so many. And then I went to Barry's channel and she had almost 9,000. I was like, okay, not that many.
No, it's definitely a lot, and it's definitely something you should be proud of. Barry's been doing it for years too, and she is so good at marketing herself and social networking that I feel like she's really good at getting herself out there. So I
Oh,
definitely
she's
think,
incredible at what
yeah.
she does. She's so good. I want to be Barry when I grow up.
I was about to say we should try not to compare ourselves to her, but okay.
Right. But honestly, I think for a Second Life vlogger on YouTube, having anything over 1,000 subscribers is kind of amazing because we are
Hmm.
such a small niche
Especially
product
not being trolls. We're not trolling.
and not being trolls. Yeah.
Yes. I feel like that's a huge thing. I feel like the only ones that normally do get that high are normally trolls or
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
those horrible Second Life documentaries.
I hate those things.
uh,
Especially since by the time they make it to YouTube, all of them are so
they're
old.
so dated. They still have Flexi. They'll be in
I'm
Sims
like,
that definitely don't exist anymore.
that's the problem. We need better ones. We need better documentaries showing real people.
Well, I'm working on one, so it'll happen slowly. Well,
Hey,
I'm gonna end it right here, and thank you so much for answering all these questions. It
thank
was
you for having me.
cool getting to get to know you a little bit better. um, yeah. So bye, internet.
But
um,